In my experience, there are two kinds of leaders. There are first charismatic leaders, and this is the 1 in 10,000 people, or whatever the number might be, who are natural-born leaders. People will follow them anywhere. The problem is, if they have not also become the number 2 kind of leader, people who have mastered the process of leadership, then they might lead their people wonderfully and enthusiastically in this direction one day and that direction the next day. Their minds are off here or there, and they have the ability just to get people to do a complete turnaround and say, yes, we will follow you here. And there's very few of those kinds of natural-born charismatic leaders. The proposition of leading a business, I think, shouldn't depend on being one of those 1 in 10,000 people. And I think, therefore, we need to learn, master, perhaps, eventually the processes of leadership. There are certain things that leaders do. And in a perfect world, we would be people who have charismatic leadership abilities and who have also mastered the process of leadership. And that would be the ideal. But I've worked with many very effective leaders who are not charismatic at all. They don't put people to sleep, exactly, but they're not charismatic. But they have mastered the process of leadership. And that's what I work with business people all around the world so far in 50 different industries on that. And what we've determined is that the process of leadership involves creating, first, clarity in the business, clarity about what we commit to deliver. What will be the compelling customer value? What will be the customer experiences? Whether we're selling business to consumer, whether we're selling business to business, it matters not. We first have to be clear about the compelling value that we will deliver. The second area of clarity is clarity about what we commit to become. So the first is, what is our commitment to our customers? Second, what do we commit to become in this organization? How will we get there, and how will we behave along the way? And that has to do with our values and our standards, and how we're going to treat our staff, how we're going to treat the community, the planet. And so what do we commit to deliver? What do we commit to become? And how we commit to behave along the way. And so clarity is the first job of leadership. The next job of a leader is to put together a business model for the business that will get us there. Number 3 step is to put together a team that will get us there. And then the next step is to communicate, to reinforce, and nurture the business's commitments in everything they do, say, and decide. And then their job is to look for behavior to praise. And finally, their job is to look for behavior to correct. And in a nutshell, that is the process of leadership. Clarity creates commitment, and with clarity and commitment, then and only then can we have accountability. And lack of accountability in business today is one of the biggest issues. People aren't accountable. And in many cases, it's because they're not truly committed, and that is often because they simply aren't clear on what we commit to deliver, what we commit to become, and how we commit to behave and treat each other along the way. So the first job of a leader is to create clarity. And if the leader does not have that degree of clarity in their own head and within themselves, they have created a vacuum at the top of the organization. And since the universe will not tolerate a vacuum, something must flow into that space, that vacuum. And what flows into it is the fragmented and disparate goals or commitments of the people below the leadership level in the organization, and the organization becomes fragmented and disparate. And it's off here, it's off there. And so we must have that clarity at the top, or we create the vacuum. So you'll notice that all through this part of the discussion, I've talked about commitments. I have intentionally used the word commitments. Now, most business leaders, most businesses, in fact, speak about goals, targets, aims, and objectives. And what I suggest, strongly suggest, is that businesses lose all of those words and replace them all with one simple word: commitments. If I work for you, I walk into your office the third week of December and I say, boss, I missed my target. And you see, inherent almost in the definition of the word target is a suggestion that it's something you sometimes hit and sometimes miss. And it's no big deal because it's a target. I walk into your office, I say, boss, I missed my target this year. But boss, no big deal, right? It's just a target. Give me another year and a few more arrows and I'll try to hit the sucker. But if I don't, no big deal, right? But if I walk into your office in the last week of December and I say, boss, I missed my commitment. My commitment to you, to the team, to our customers, to the bottom line, to the planet. I missed my commitment. I got to tell you, I think that tugs on my soul just a little bit more than missing some vague target. And maybe I'm going to work a little harder and a little smarter way back around April so that I don't have to come into your office in the third week of December and have this career-ending conversation. So replace the words goals, targets, aims, and objectives with one word: commitments. What's our commitment to our customers? What's our commitment to our extraordinary and more profitable future? What's our commitment to each other? We want our customers and we want our staff to be committed to the organization, loyal to the organization. How much time do we as leaders in the organization spend talking about our commitment to them? Where I live, commitment's a two-way street. So, what's our commitment to our customers, to our extraordinary future? What's our commitment to each other? And what's our commitment to the communities in which we make a living and the planet on which we all journey? And our job as leaders is to be absolutely clear about those commitments. And then to put together the business model and the team to make it happen, to reinforce those commitments in every conversation, everything we say, everything we do, everything we decide, then look for behavior to praise and look for behavior to correct, as I said before.